We've codified our existence to bring it down to human size, to make it comprehensible. We've created a scale so that we can forget its unfathomable scale.
Greetings. I am Hatshepsut, Pharaoh of Egypt. You see, I've long observed the triumphs of mankind, from the construction of temples to the gathering of great wealth. Yet there are forces within the world, ones I could never control, that have led to grave consequences. In the hills of what you now call Georgia, there is a lake, Lake Lanier, a man-made body of water created in the 1950s when the United States Army Corps of Engineers built the Beaufort Dam across the Chattahoochee River. Its purposes were practical: flood control, electricity, drinking water, recreation. With over 38,000 acres of surface and 692 miles of shoreline, it is now one of the most visited lakes in the country. But what lies beneath its shimmering surface is far from ordinary. Before the waters came, there was a town, a black community called Oscarville, founded in the late 1800s during the Reconstruction era. It was a place of prosperity and purpose. Families lived off the land. They were farmers, bricklayers, blacksmiths, and carpenters. Their success stood in contrast to the struggles of much of Georgia at the time. Oscarville thrived. Then, in the year 1912, everything changed. A young white woman named May Crow was found brutalized in the woods nearby. Though the details of the crime were uncertain and no witnesses could confirm the events, suspicion quickly fell upon black men from the area. One man, Rob Edwards, was arrested but never saw trial. A mob dragged him from his cell, beat him with crowbars, riddled his body with bullets, and lynched him in the public square. Two teenage boys, Ernest Knox and Oscar Daniel, were convicted by all-white juries and hanged before thousands of onlookers. What followed was not justice but terror. White residents formed mobs known as Night Riders. They attacked homes, burned churches, and issued ultimatums. Black families were forced to flee in the dead of night, many leaving behind land, homes, and generations of labor. Over 1,000 residents were driven out of Forsyth County, their community erased not only by violence, but by silence. In the decades that followed, the county remained nearly all white. By 1987, Forsyth County had not had a black resident in 75 years. Then came the lake. In the 1950s, the United States government purchased over 50,000 acres of land to create Lake Lanier. Roughly 250 families, 20 cemeteries, 15 businesses, and 6 churches were displaced. The town of Oscarville, what remained of it, was flooded. Historians say that many of its structures, including graves, were never fully relocated. Today, visitors to Lake Lanier speak of sun and water, of boats and holidays, but others tell different stories. Since its creation, hundreds of people have died there, many by drowning, some in strange and tragic accidents. In 2023 alone, multiple deaths occurred in quick succession, including electrocutions and unexplained disappearances. Some call it coincidence. Others say the lake is cursed. Many believe the land beneath the water was never at peace, and perhaps never can be. Divers who have worked in the lake speak of disturbing encounters. One long-time diver claimed to have felt unmoving limbs beneath the surface, limbs that did not belong to the living. Some emergency crews now use underwater robots instead of divers because of the dangers. Beneath the waves, forested areas remain and structures still stand, some with trees 60 feet tall rising from the lake floor. Whether the stories are truth or legend, the mystery persists. Was Lake Lanier simply a necessary project, or a convenient cover for forgotten injustice? Was Oscarville simply a town that time passed over? Or was it erased, drowned by water and history alike? I cannot tell you what to believe, but I know this. When a people are silenced, when their land is taken, when their stories are buried, those stories do not vanish. They change form. They become something else. Sometimes they become legend. Sometimes they become warning. And sometimes they rise again through water, through memory, through voices like mine. So, if you ever stand upon the shore of Lake Lanier, listen. Not to the wind, not to the laughter, but to what lies just beneath the surface. You may hear the faint murmur of a story that refuses to drown. That is not a curse. That is remembrance.